Okay. One of the biggest challenges that I see during interviews, they ask, like, as a quality assurance engineer, when you go to market, first things first, during interviews, they will ask you who you are. Once the interview starts, they're going to explain the job description maybe, and they might talk about the company, and they might introduce themselves. I will share this, Jolcha. They're gonna introduce themselves, meaning who the person is, what is their title, or what do they do at the company, and they expect the same thing from you. They're gonna tell you, now, Mr. or Mrs. X, could you tell us about yourself? And there are so many different ways, but since it's an introduction part, it should not be too long. Some people start talking about their project right away. Hi, my name is this, and I have been a quality assurance engineer for 7+ years. And throughout this time, I worked for different domains and different companies. And my most recent project is about this, blah, blah, blah. I am comfortable using both automation and like open source tools and some subscribed tools for automating the test cases, the automation process, the quality assurance process, but also for my, and another problem is the word. For my API test cases, I use Postman. For my database test cases, I use SQL Server. For my UI testing, I use Selenium. For my programming language, I use Java. For my cloud or pipeline configurations, I use Jenkins. You see the problem? For my, oh, we got it. We learned about your for my's, but can you please be professional? Right? Stop with the for my. That's, at least from attending many interviews, this is what I found out the problem is. Like, you are exposing right away that you may not be very professional. So we need to keep the introduction short, but then again, give them exactly what they want to hear. I mean, as Mr. Donald J. Trump says, we all fake it at some point until we make it, right? And in order to sell our skills, in order to get the job, we have to sound professional and give them exactly what they want to hear, like I'm doing with you guys. So one of the problems, text shouldn't be too long, and now we're gonna work on this to make it shorter, but to the point, okay? So introduction, hi, my name is X. I have been a quality automation engineer for this many number of 6 years, maybe, right? 6 years. And throughout this time, I have been working in different environments and different industries, including financial, insurance, and e-commerce domains. So we could shorten it. We don't have to go like too much, right? Throughout this time, or throughout my career, right? My career, I've been working in different domains. Or involved in, right? Or working, or I've been involved in different industries, including financial, insurance, and e-commerce domains, maybe, right? I have been part of software development team. No, I am part of, right? I am part of software development team. And I have been basically performing and conducting too many repetitions, maybe, right? I have been, so I'm part of software development team. and I perform both manual and automation testing. My responsibilities as a quality assurance engineer is to write test plan, test cases. Okay. I can is to write test plan, test cases, and automate them throughout the sprint. Within the sprint, maybe. Yeah. We perform functional test cases, and before the release, I also conduct regression testing. We perform functional test cases, and I don't think we need that. I'm familiar with different types of testing, such as integration, functional, non-functional, security testing, as well as API and UI features testing. I have used the full. I conduct different types of testing, such as functional and non-functional, security, integration, including smoke and regression. Like this one sentence wraps up the different testing types that you know, right? Because these are keywords: functional, non-functional, integration, smoke, regression. This is the keywords that they want to hear, and that's what they're going to be looking for in the candidates mainly. What else? The tools. How do we put the tools here? I have automated testing using such tools as Selenium with Java, Cypress with JavaScript, and I am JavaScript, Playwright, and I have automated both UI. I have automated testing. I've automated tests using such tools as Selenium with Java, Cypress with JavaScript, Cypress and Playwright, and Playwright with JavaScript for UI functionalities, just for UI, and utilized REST assured for API test cases for different projects. I have also validated database testing with SQL and JDBC tools. Okay, it consists of, to my understanding, there is part 1, which talks about what environments and domains or industries that you have worked in the past. Second part is about your responsibilities within the software development. And third part is talking about different testing types that you have done. And last part is about your automation skills. And this should be more than enough. To talk about, to introduce yourself. And even this kind of seems too much, but then again, depending on, like, for example, some of the team members during interview, they might not have your resume in front of them, so they don't know the skill set that you have or about your experience, knowledge around domains and industries. So giving this brief introduction is going to give an opportunity for them to know you better and about your background. So, hi, my name is X. I have been a quality automation engineer for this number of years, and throughout my career, I have been working, or I have been involved in different industries, including financial, insurance, and e-commerce domains. I'm part of a software development team, and I do perform both manual and automation testing. My responsibilities as a quality assurance engineer is to write test plan, test cases, and automate them within the sprint. I conduct different types of testing, such as functional and non-functional functional and non-functional security, integration, including smoke and regression tests. I have automated tests using such tools as Selenium. I feel like I have automated tests using such tools as Selenium with Java, Cypress, and Playwright with JavaScript for UI, and also utilized REST Assured for API test cases. For different projects, I have also validated database testing with SQL and JDBC tools. This is me. Now let's talk with Chinara. Chinara, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. With your experience for interviews as well as your background, what do you think of this introduction?
I think it's good.
You
It's
think?
talking.
Yeah,
Is
you
it?
think?
Yes. It's short and it's giving like brief introduction about you, not too detailed.
High level,
Yeah, high level. Yeah.
right? About
Yeah.
the domains that you have worked
Yeah,
on.
there is not too much things like I'm doing this, like usually
It's
that most of people say.
great. Yes, and that's one of the mistakes. And I have been fixing that for so many students. Like she mentioned, people start talking about the tools and then page object model design pattern. Like you start going into different things. That's not such a good thing to start with. If
Yeah,
they
I
have
think yeah.
class, yeah.
Yeah, they got bored listening all these tools, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, and exactly. You're dragging the conversation away from them, right?
Yeah.
So I am going to share this with you guys. I feel like we need to create new channel for soft skills. What do you guys say? So that we don't mix it with all the coding and stuff like that, okay? like soft skills related questions you will or notes you will be able to find in the channel. Let me give me 1 sec.
Already I put the soft skills channel.
Where,
QA 824.
this? Okay, let's rename this. Sorry, guys. There we go. Member 16. Everyone is in this channel. Tell me about your contribution. Not tell me, how do you contribute as a QA engineer during sprint ceremonies? Chinara, do you remember this question?
Yes.
Yep. So they ask this question a lot. The answer would be, let's start with you guys. What do you think? One at a time. As a, like, remember I gave example of Spartans. I really like this part.
Glad you seek. Welcome to join us. Bring only this handful of soldiers against Xerxes. See, I was wrong to expect Sparta's commitment to at least match our own. Does you, yeah. Here's your profession. I'm a pumper. And you, Arcadia, what is your profession? Sculptor, sir. You, blacksmith. Spartans! What is your
You get the point? No, not everybody. It's okay. We'll work on it. So basically, as a QA engineer, we should all know and be aware of our job and how do we contribute during the sprint, as well as, I use this word too much, I think, as well as, I don't know. Basically, throughout the sprint, what do we do? What are we responsible for? And how do we contribute during the sprint? So Spartans, what is your job? Serious, AJ. You are going to market. Be serious. You are going to market soon.
I will read.
I don't care. Give me the answer. Not ChatGPT. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, during my sprint planning, I contribute as a QA engineer. First, by understanding the requirements of requirement of the project, and participating in all sprint meetings and sprint planning. And once I have understand all requirements, first I need to focus on preparing test plans and creating test cases, documentations, and setting up the environments and resources where we will execute our test cases.
Nice.
And in order to understand properly, we need to I need to attend we are attending in daily stand-up meetings. During this meeting, we each member we will share our understandings, what we will do, what we will do today, what we did yesterday, right?
Mhm.
And also after it, also we have a sprint review meeting where developers and QA engineers discussing how to accomplish this project, how much time we need to finish this project.
How long will it take?
Yeah, how much it will take, or what kind of taste types. And at the end, we have sprint retrospective
Mhm.
meeting. We are discussing about what went well, what is not. Yeah, and also yes, that's it.
Okay. And while the developers are working on the story, what do you do?
We are writing test cases. Then
Okay, test cases.
yes, if we are working on test case, and if I forgot. I think test case, if we found some bugs, we need to share with developers that we have found bugs, and then they will review. They will fix this bug. After it, we need to execute, accomplish this.
Okay. Thank you. That was good. We need to work more, but okay. Cool. How do you contribute as a QA engineer during sprint ceremonies? And tell me about the sprint ceremonies in your project.
Oh, okay. So on my previous job, can I start like this? Oh no. On my
sorry?
previous job, we were conducting the sprint meetings, the sprint.
On your previous job, what do you mean? You
I'm-
don't do that in your current job?
In my current job,
Yes.
we were conducting sprint meetings, sprint ceremonies
Mhm.
every week, where in this case, I was also I was always trying to join the sprint planning meeting.
Mhm.
In this sprint planning meeting, I was reviewing user stories, estimate testing efforts, and it was also try to identify risk early. And also I should
Identify what early? Sorry.
identify risks early.
Early,
As
early
possible
detection
as-
of risk.
yeah.
Nice. Yes, very
Yeah.
good.
And what also was writing test plans and test cases
Uh-huh.
on my current project.
Yes.
Then in writing test plans and test case, create detailed test cases,
Mhm.
including, of course, with the detailed detailed aspects. I was trying to give more detailed information about bugs and any information to developers.
Mhm.
Also was automate tests. And also was trying to collaborate with the developers.
Nice.
Um,
How do you collaborate with developers?
mm, constantly communications on a platforms.
Uh-huh.
Just reporting and keep in touch with the developers physically or by platforms. And early feedback on code.
Mhm.
Give some if I got some problems or some. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I try.
Yeah, no, good, good, good. Then
Is that
you have not given opportunity to work on this kind of interview questions, but you already, I think, almost there. Miss Mary? Your responsibility as a QA engineer during sprint ceremonies. How do you contribute?
Let's try. Okay. As QA engineer, I contribute during sprint ceremonies. First, at the beginning, we review and clarify requirements of the project.
Mhm.
Um, in daily stand-ups,
Mhm.
we
Daily stand-ups or
Yeah.
scrum meetings, daily scrum meetings, okay?
stand-ups, we're reporting our test progress or any blockers.
Mhm.
Uh, Not really. We collaborate with our teams, solving if we face some bugs or blockers. In sprint review, we verifying that functionality meets acceptance criteria, providing feedback and performing regression testing.
During which meetings again?
And sprint review,
Sprint review, okay?
ChatGPT says, I don't know. I just want to,
You're gonna go to market soon, yeah? Ece?
yeah, I'm trying. I'm starting the, no,
So the soft skills part is what you're gonna get you through the initial rounds. Yeah, like with recruiters, recruiting managers, HR, and the managers. The managers, most of the time, they will not ask technical questions. However, they might, but most of the time, the QA managers, engineering manager, software manager, like the director of the software team, right? They don't ask technical questions much. They might, but most of the time they will focus more on your soft skills. Soft skills are what? Like how do you, what kind of a person you are? Your professionalism. How do you work within a team? Are you a solo contributor or team player, right? What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, right? Like, have you ever had conflicts with other team members in your within your group? How do you handle conflicts? say the developer, you report a bug and developer says, hey, it's not a bug. Or I didn't cause this bug. What do you say, right? So this is a conflict or disagreement. As a professional, you can't show off your emotions, right? You gotta handle it professionally. So they want to know your professionalism. They want to know you. They want to like see what kind of a QA engineer you are from professional perspective, right? Most of one of the funny stories, like initially, like back when this bootcamp stuff started, they asked about what are your strengths, and this is not a joke. This for real happened. Oh, I like gym. I work out in the gym. I run like 1 hour nonstop. They don't want to hear that, right? They want to hear as a professional, what are your strengths? Hey, I'm really good at communication. I love communicating with the product team, the stakeholders, developers, the design and cloud team. I really love communication and collaboration with the other engineers. Always like to hear other people's opinion and perspective on different problems and issues that we are facing, like this kind of. Or your strength could be that you are really strong technically, that you are able to integrate or implement new ways of solving problems into the automation testing, for example, like enabling ChatGPT, Gen AI, generative AI, or bringing really cool libraries to the automation framework. Or you could be someone who's really detail oriented and always finds the bugs that other people have missed during sprint. That you pay so much attention to the details of every single part of the software that you are able to detect the bugs early on that other people couldn't catch, or they didn't report, or they were not able to identify. So this could be your strength, right? Not going to the gym, working out, or running in the mountains. No. Good. Okay. So the point is this. Since you're going to be going to market soon, you're going to face this kind of issues. And if in the first 1 or 2 rounds, if you cannot get that, interview, meaning first you go through screening, and screening are these types of questions. And if you don't pass these, then forget about the technical rounds, right? So we have to really, really prepare, meaning improve the communication. And I provided a feedback to someone recently. The words that you use during interview is going to define right away, like what kind of, if you really have experience or not. We have to use really expensive words. Integration, the implementation, generative AI, cloud technologies, pipelines, configuration, setup, execution, conduct, right? Like simple. I do test. I test software. I test it. I check, make sure everything okay, working good. Software, click button and button working good. They say, where are you from? But if you say the same thing, hey, my job as a QA engineer is to perform testing, conducting functional features testing on the UI of the software. Whenever the developers, deliver the requirement or the code, what I do is I take over from there and start writing my test case, preparing my test data, making sure the environment is set up and configured. Now it's a different story, right? They know that you are a professional, and that will clear the сомневания. Benazir?
Doubts.
Doubts. Who was that? Shinara? Thank you. Yeah, if they have any doubts, it'll clear. They will not doubt, yeah, that you have experience or not.
That word sounds very delicious.
Yes. All right, Miss Claire. The same question.
I catch myself like I'm good on. I always trying to keep in touch physically. I try to say it verbally.
Keep in touch.
Yeah, keep in touch with the developers, not physically, but verbal.
Verbal. Okay. Well, that goes down to communication again, right? Communicate with the developers. Yeah. All right, Miss Claire, how do you contribute as a QA engineer to throughout the, sprint ceremonies, your sprint meetings?
As a QA engineer,
Mm.
my role is sprint ceremonies is to ensure quality and collaboration with team,
Nice.
clarify requirements, estimate testing efforts, and plan test coverage. Also, ensure user stories are clear, testable, and highlight potential risks. And also, I can share testing outcomes, and demonstrate functionality and provide feedback. I can say as I team worker, discuss every issues or every bugs with developer, with team members or stakeholders, product owners, and focuses on advocating for quality, being proactive, and collaborating effectively with the team. That's
Wow,
it.
the best answer. Huh? Repeat the initial part again, like when start over again.
Yes. My role is in sprint ceremonies is to ensure quality and
Mm.
collaboration with team.
Mm.
And clarify requirements, estimate testing efforts, and what is it? Yeah,
Demonstrate what?
let's demonstrate functionality.
No.
Yeah.
Read the whole sentence.
Share testing outcomes and demonstrate functionality and provide feedback.
Provide feedback.
Demonstrate functionality.
Ah, you don't need this. Okay.
Mm.
And this is ChatGPT, right?
Of course. In short,
Okay. Share that in the chat of
okay,
Slack channel.
and simplify.
Simplify what?
Shortly and simplify.
Short and simplified version. Yes, really, really, really good. I really like this. Can you drop it in the Slack channel? The soft skills one. So these are the best keywords: ensuring quality and collaboration with the team, clarify the requirements, meaning this happens during the This is part of sprint grooming. During sprint grooming, you ask clarifying questions, right? And plan test coverage. This is during sprint planning, right? Estimating test effort. Sprint grooming, yes. Highlight, identify potential risks. This could be during sprint grooming. Shared testing outcome, daily stand-up meetings, right? This is stand up, okay? SU, S/U. Providing feedback. Sprint review. Also could be during retrospective also. Retrospective, where you get to discuss what went well, what didn't go well, and what could be improved, right? As a team member, discuss the issues and bugs with developers and stakeholders, and also align. Also bring product owner up to speed. Okay, this could also be like team meetings. Focus on advocating quality. That was advocating for quality, right? I think, or advocating quality. Advocating for software quality. Not focus. Always try to like developer during meetings will always try to ensure that he has asked clarification questions from development perspective, like how do I deliver this? How do I write code so that it covers the requirement or the acceptance criteria of the user story? But as a QA engineer, we have to advocate for the quality of that software that's being delivered by developers. We have to think from the testing perspective. Remember last time, the practice where they have fireworks, right? On firework animation or effect on the UI, when you click it, it should show fireworks. Well, what kind of fireworks? How many times? How do we stop it? How long does it play, right? What happens to the other parts of the application? Does the fireworks get the full effect and the back side of it dims out, right? Like all of these are clarifying questions. Because developer delivers something, and if it doesn't match, like how do you know if it matches the requirement or not, right? Maybe the product or the stakeholders, they had completely different thing in their mind. Different creatives, different effects. But then the developer completes the job and you are testing and it looks awful. But now you need to report a bug. How are you going to report a bug? Hey, this looks awful. No, you have to stick to the requirement. And requirement is the only source of truth for both you and the developer. It brings back to the same question again when I asked, like, how do you handle conflict? Can you tell me about the most recent conflict and how did you resolve it? Right? This is really, really valid and important question during interviews. And most of the time, the quality assurance engineers usually, like from professional standpoint, we have conflict or disagreement with the developers. Meaning you report a bug, developer disagrees, it's not a bug. How do you handle it? You're not gonna keep saying it's a bug. He says, no, it's not a bug. You say it's a bug. He's not gonna say it's not a bug. No, you have to handle it professionally. That means you report a bug, you have to have a reason for it, meaning you follow the acceptance criteria and the description of the requirement itself. And if it doesn't match the requirement, which is the requirement is your expected result, the outcome. The actual outcome is what you have seen, what you have found during testing. It doesn't match, boom, it fails. Meaning, for those kind of questions, yes, one of the most recent conflicts that I have faced is with the developer when I have identified or reported a bug for the requirement that this developer worked on. He disagreed, meaning I wouldn't say it was a conflict, it was more of a miscommunication, maybe from the clarification of the requirement, delivery of the requirement, and in the meantime, when I reported the bug, the developer did not agree. So we had to include a subject matter expert or the product owner and discuss this matter, the issue that I have reported, that it is truly a bug. And what happened is that since it was it was an edge case that we missed during our sprint grooming, we decided to convert this bug, or we decided to move this bug to the next sprint and update the acceptance criteria for this bug. So advocating for software quality, this is going to be during sprint grooming, can be part of sprint planning, sprint grooming, planning, and review meetings. Review, sprint review, or retrospect too. That means you are always trying to ensure quality by advocating for the quality of the software product that you are working on. Being proactive rather than reactive. Proactive rather than reactive. Don't try to solve the issue after it already happened, but try to detect it early on. This could be grooming, stand-up meetings, planning also. Effective collaboration with the team. This applies to all ceremonies. Collaborate, communicate, right? Good. If you are able to, maybe not fully, like mention half of it during the interview, you can consider that you passed that question. Not the interview, just that question. As a contributor to the software quality engineering, my job is to ensure quality of the software products, collaboration with the team, making sure that, that we are estimating the efforts correctly for testing, asking questions during the sprint ceremonies to clarify and understand the requirement, also have a proper planning for the test coverage, and early identification, early detection of the potential risks which could affect the product negatively, software negatively, and sharing the testing outcome with the team after the testing has been completed. See, just this part will show that you are a professional. But if you are able to mention the whole thing, wow, you might have just won the lottery for that round of the question during interview. Any questions?
I have a question, Baka.
Yes, sir.
You mentioned that if we have some misunderstanding with developers, we need to go through the requirements, right?
Yes.
So So if the requirement is not clear, I mean that requires not the perfect, if it has some collisions and not clear, what should we do?
Product owner.
Really, really good question. Very good question. What if the requirement is not clear during your testing, or ideally, I mean, it happens a lot, honestly, you know, we have to really contribute while we are working during our sprint groomings, during our sprint planning. We have to really contribute as a QA engineer, meaning we have to fully focus on what is being discussed. Okay, but there could be a case where during sprint grooming, maybe you were, I don't know, you thought you covered everything that you need. You asked all the questions that you had in your mind, but maybe you didn't think through fully and you missed an edge case. And you didn't ask this question, and the developer completed the task. You have written your test case, and now you see an issue with the feature that the developer has recently implemented, and it's not quite right. And now you have a question, and you report a bug. The developer says it's not a bug. Then there's a mismatch or missed acceptance criteria in the requirement. How do you handle this? Again, bring the product owner back in the game. Ask the product owner, get their opinion, not their opinion, but the product owner has these requirements from the stakeholders. Stakeholders are who? Basically, stakeholders are project what? Who's giving the project? Who's owning the project? Who's sponsoring the project? Basically, the business, right? Not business analysts, but the business itself, like the business owners could be, yeah, the product's main people, basically, the clients, basically. And if like product owner is the person who, the middle person between the business and the development team, right? And this product owner should have a better understanding of the requirement. So if this is something that you have missed, it's not the end of the world, usually. What happens is when there's a bug, product owner is the person who can actually get this clarified for you, who can find the resolution to the issue and discuss with the developer. And if this is something that really is a big deal, big part of software, or could be a potential feature, then they will put it into backlog as a requirement and assign it to developers in the upcoming sprint to work on. But if it's something that the developer missed and you have just found a bug, then it's an actual bug. Good question.
Thank you, Vaha, for clarification.
Thank you for a really good question, by the way. Yeah. Requirement traceability metrics. We talked about it, right? Last time. Oh, India was talking about, yeah, and then I actually showed what it looks like. Okay. Another question was, how do you ensure quality? I think that also was answered during last interview. I mean, the class. 1 second.
So I would.
So the question is, again, repeating, how do you help the team stay focused during the sprint?
If there is any
interruption from the product team or high priority feature that needs to go out. In this case, I will just listen up what's going on there during the meeting, and I'll say, okay, that sounds great, dear colleagues. Just I will try to turn back to our main theme. I mean, I will try to say that, okay, guys, that sounds great. And what do you think if we will try to focus on our priority features that's we need to execute? I mean, try to solve. I will try just listen up that my team and just give a chance to team to speak out. Then I will try to turn back to our we'll try to focus to our product.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean,
Maybe
this is more like a lead type of question, I think, right?
maybe Miss Yada has some. Miss Yada has some solutions.
No, I just wanted to a little bit more into the, like, what is normal is like, this thing, like, we're all online on the process that we're trying to do all that. But like, what contributions do you typically make to the agile process? Are you writing test plans? Are you writing test cases? Are you preparing automation? I'm not sure, like, where does that fall in line with what you're planning?
Question, did you hear? Again, this. So what is your role? What is your contribution during the sprint planning or grooming? Like, how do you contribute? Again, I try to stay practical, and these are questions that I can show you at least 100 times this question has been asked. Like, they always ask this question, but дежурный вопрос. How do you say? Regular question, yeah?
As I said, this is because team members like we. That's are you delivering automation as part of feature completion at that point? Yes. Okay, perfect. Sweet. And we're gonna go this direction. How do you balance speed and quality? So how do you ensure that you're delivering those high quality products that you referenced, while also not kind of taking from our own testing? This is a good question. So you're asking like, how do I make sure that we are delivering could you please repeat? Yeah, no, that's fine. How do you ensure that you're maintaining that high level of quality, right, on the product side, what you're delivering into production, while not having testing take forever, right? Like, given a lot of quality engineers, given like infinite time, they would want to test everything, and that can get very expensive and time consuming. So how do you like strike a good balance in terms of the testing that you're delivering versus the quality of the product? So to ensure the high quality product, but not.
Yep. How do you ensure high quality, high level of quality? High quality, during fast sprints, like during the sprint itself, like sprint, it's only 2 weeks. And depending on the team, depending on the project, depending on the environment, sometimes you could be the only QA. Recently we had an interview, and this lady, she's currently the one and only QA, and they have like 16 developers. Imagine that now, you know. And she's like, I don't write test cases, I don't have time to write test cases. And I cannot test all the stories. Some stories go to production without testing at all. 16 developers, each developer has 3 stories, 48, right? 16 times 3 is 48, yeah. 48 different, all of them, imagine all of them are new features. Yeah, or different new functionalities, or different enhancements, improvements. And 48 stories, if proper quality assurance process is integrated in that kind of environment, then each story should have ideally at least 5 test cases, 2 positive, 3 negative. Now 48 times 5 is like 150 around, yeah. Yeah, one person. It's crazy to think about. So what she said during the interview, it makes sense. She's like, I'm the solo contributor and I don't have time to write test cases, so I test as fast as we can and we release. Some stories go even without proper testing. So this is what she means by this question, not necessarily if you are 1 QA and 16 developers, but like during sprints, things, sprint is 10 days. And really where you get to work on is about 8 days, business days. So while the developers are creating the development part of the requirement, you have to write the test case and prepare everything as much as you can. Like try to understand, you know, don't leave it to after the story is ready and then you try to execute it, you try to run the test cases. That's not gonna, like, you might run into some issues. So basically what they're trying to identify here is that how do you balance your work, like ensuring quality, but at the same time, since sprints are going so fast, you have to make sure that you are able to test properly. And 100% testing is never possible. You cannot test everything 100% all the time. So you have to stay, how do they say the expression? Stay on top of your game, basically. Own the quality part of the requirements. And write good test cases as fast as you can, as much as possible, and then execute as fast as you can, as much as possible, and making sure that you are covering like anyone can write positive test cases, but try to focus more on the edge cases, edge scenarios, and negative scenarios during your testing.
I will try to go back